Thursday, 10:45 p.m. Head throbbing. Ice pack melting onto my pillow. Mood confused, uneasy. Calls from Kabir 0. Reasons I feel like crying 1. Tonight was supposed to be special, and for a while it was. Dinner with Kabir felt effortless, the way it always does. It was so funny how comfortable I had grown in his presence, and honestly, I never thought I would do a 180-degree turnaround from the dislike I held for him all through our childhood. But I had, and these days, all I could think about was how unbelievably fantastic he was. And then Kabir posed a question. Mishti, can I steal a kiss? In that teasing, careful way he always does. Enough to send my heart racing at 1,000 miles per hour. And I could not wait one moment longer. We found a quiet spot behind the restaurant, an alley, dark and hidden. Maybe not the best choice in hindsight, but at that time, it did not matter. All that mattered was him. The way he stroked my cheek, the way his eyes held mine, the way his lips met mine like it was the most natural thing in the world. Kissing him felt like drinking a warm latte on a cold day. Comforting, familiar, and thoroughly delightful. The world around us faded as our lips moved together, leaving only the two of us in this perfect moment. It was a kiss that spoke of shared dreams, lazy Sunday mornings, and the relationship we had built over the last few months. And for a moment I felt, was I falling in love with Kabir? And then, a flashlight, cutting through the dark. A voice, firm and disapproving. Hey, what's going on here? This is a public place, not a private corner for romance. I stepped back instantly, my face burning. A police officer stood a few feet away, his expression a mixture of irritation and boredom, as if breaking up moments like these was just a part of his daily routine. Kabir reacted first. A quick apology, a hasty explanation. Nothing disrespectful, just trying to de-escalate the situation. The officer didn't seem particularly interested in causing trouble. He waved us off with a warning and told us to leave. And just like that, our moment shattered. There was a discernible change in Kabir's body language as we walked back to his car. Was it anger, guilt, resentment? But it was not his fault at all. After all, I was the one who had suggested the alley. When we were seated and had fastened our seatbelts on, he suddenly spluttered out. Sorry, Mishti. That was irresponsible of me. Shit. I was so stupid. Calm down. There was no trouble done, I explained. Okay, maybe we got a bit carried away and chose a not so discreet spot. But it's okay. No, it isn't. I was highly irresponsible. Kabir sounded super angry at himself. I don't care what people think about me, but I never want to put you in a bad spot, he muttered, almost to himself. His fingers tapped against the steering wheel, restless. I stared at him. What bad spot? It wasn't like we had committed a crime. It was just a kiss that I had wanted just as much as he did. Kabir, you're overthinking this, I said, trying to keep my voice light. No one cares. He shook his head, jaw tight. I care. The engine roared and we were on our way back. He just kept driving in silence, his hands gripping the steering wheel too tightly. He did not look at me once. We reached my home in silence. I hadn't been paying attention to the roads, but now that I was home, I thought I had to say something to end the night on a lovely note after the fiasco back at the alley. Get down, Mishti, Kabir said. His voice was calm and I could sense he was still angry with himself. That's why the pretense. Well, that wouldn't be. Not after what we had shared that night. I took a deep breath and turned my face towards Kabir. I leaned forward to kiss him, but forgot I still had my seatbelt on. I fell back into my seat and hid my head hard against the window. Ouch! I squealed. It did hurt. I could feel a throbbing pain at the side of my head. Kabir immediately got out of the car and came to my side. He opened the door for me and unfastened my belt. Mishti, are you hurt? He sounded panicky. Oh no, your head is swelling. It's okay. I'll use some ice, I mumbled as I got down. Why were you leaning forward? He asked. I wanted to kiss you. What else? You looked all grumpy and I wanted to cheer you up. I couldn't believe I had to explain this to him. Does it hurt a lot? He asked. A tad, I mumbled. Can we take a detour to the ER? It won't take more than half an hour, he pleaded. Please, 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 let's be sure you're okay. I didn't want to trouble him further, so I nodded. We drove to the ER, and the helpful doctor there checked my head and suggested rest, over-the-counter painkillers, and an ice pack for the swelling. Kabir drove me back home again, and I could sense he was upset, like he was blaming himself for everything. Let me take you inside, he said when we arrived in front of my house. He wanted me to sleep and rest, and he wanted to ensure that I did exactly what the doctor had prescribed. But as much as I appreciated his concern, there was no need for that, and I could manage perfectly well on my own. So I told him to cheer up and go home and get some sleep. I could see immediately that Kabir wasn't happy with my suggestion, but he withdrew nonetheless. Good night, Mishti, he said. Hey, won't you kiss me? I groaned. I was caught by a cop and I hit my head. I deserve a kiss at least. If I thought it would make him laugh, I was mistaken. He closed his eyes, sighed, and softly kissed my right cheek. I'll call you later, he said, disappearing into the night. And now I'm lying in my bed, staring at the ceiling, wondering what went wrong. We had never been closer than we were tonight, and yet I've never felt this distant from him. What had changed? Why does it feel like something broke and I don't know what it is? I'm trying to sleep, but it's not working. Instead, all I'm doing is replaying everything in my head. Kabir still hasn't called back. And for the first time in all these months, I'm unhappy.